Okay, so sa lecture natin, we'll be discussing about the spherical triangle and yung mga basic properties niya. So, yung spherical triangle, okay, so spherical triangle ABC is on the surface of the sphere as shown in the figures. So, we have sides A, B, and C, which are arcs of great circles, are measured by their angles subtended at center O of the sphere. So, if we will assume that this is your sphere, so ang center O is this one, okay, center ng sphere, and ABC are the angles opposite sides ABC respectively. Okay, so you can imagine ang spherical triangle is parang sa orange. Okay, so yung orange, kapag binilatan mo, yung balat niya na hugis triangle, yun yung spherical triangle. So, parang similar lang siya sa plane triangles in different ways. Okay, so let's see what are those. Okay, so katulad sabi ko kanina, you can imagine ang spherical triangle ay halos parehas lang ng plane triangle. So, ito yung plane triangle natin, ito yung spherical triangle. So, sa spherical triangle, instead na straight line, kasi sa plane triangle, meron tayo ditong straight line. Sa spherical triangle, sa meron tayo ay curved lines. Okay? At dahil dito, iba yung unit of measurement na ginagamit natin sa spherical triangles. So, dito kasi sa plane triangles, itong sides na A, B, and C, ma-encounter natin usually sa mga problems given siya as unit of length. For example, inch, meter, feet, millimeters, centimeters. So, yun, examples yun ng units na ginagamit natin sa length ng plane triangle, sa sides. Pero sa spherical triangle, iba na yung usapan. So, hindi na tayo gumagamit ng units of length, but gumagamit tayo ng units of angles. Okay, so, katulad ng degrees. Okay, bakit degrees? Kasi, curved line na to eh. So, this is like an arc of a circle. So, paano ba natin mini-measure yung arc ng circle? Hindi naman in terms of the length, kung hindi in terms of the angle. Yan. Kaya, ang ma-encounter nyo na units, lahat dito sa spherical triangle, lahat yan naka-degrees. Minsan naman, may degrees minutes or degrees minutes seconds. So, depende sa given sa problem. So, huwag kayo malilito kasi medyo, pag nagsosolve kayo ng spherical triangles, very important na identify nyo kung ano ba yung sinusolve nyo. Kayo ba ay nagsosolve ng angle o nagsosolve kayo ng side? Okay, kasi pareha sila ng unit, kaya medyo nakakalito yun. So, you have to be very careful in solving problems involving spherical triangles. So, naman spherical triangles, mayroon siya mga tinatawag na mga limitations. Okay, so what are these limitations? Okay, so like, meron tayong limitations on the sides and meron tayong limitations on the angle. So, let's look at the limitations on sides. So, the sum of three sides of a spherical triangle must be less than 360 degrees. So, kapag daw inad natin lahat ng three sides ng spherical triangle, dapat less than 360 degrees siya. Okay? So, aside from that, ayan, so sabi pa rito, no side of the spherical triangle shall exceed 180. So, ibig sabihin nito, sa sides ng spherical triangle, walang value dyan na dapat more than 180 or equal to 180. Okay, so, usually, puro less than 180 lang yan. Kasi kapag yan ay more than 180, hindi yan side ng isang spherical triangle. Kasi, you can already consider that as the property. Okay, property na kasi siya ng spherical triangle. So, isa naman, yung limitations on the angles, sabi dyan, no angle of a spherical triangle is equal or exceed 180. So, parang parehas lang kanina sa sides. So, basta, you can imagine na ang limit ng values sa spherical triangle is parating 180. Okay, hanggang dun lang or less than dun lang sa 180. Yun ang limit niya. Pag more than that or equal to that, hindi siya part ng isang spherical triangle. Pero dito naman sa angles, the sum of the three angles lies between 180 and 540. Okay, so, pag inad pa naman yung three angles, di ba sa plane triangle, kapag inad mo yung sides, ay inad mo yung angles, yung three angles, equivalent yun sa 180. Pero sa, spherical triangles, it's equivalent to 540. So, less than 540. Yan. Bakit lies between 180 and 540? Kasi nga, di ba, yung maximum limit natin sa bawat isang angle is 180. So, you can imagine this. So, 180 times 3 is equal to 540. Kaya ganun yung nakalagay dito sa, sa property na to. So, nevertheless, ang pinaka-keyword lang dito, basta tatandaan nyo lang na walang part na isang spherical triangle ang magiging equal or susobra sa 180. Okay? So, yun lang yung very important information na kailangan nyo tandaan kapag susolve kayo ng spherical triangles. Okay, so we also have theorems on special triangle. So, yung una, the sum of two sides of a spherical triangle is greater than the third side. So, ito parehas lang din sa plane triangles na kapag inad nyo yung dalawang side niya, yung sagot doon ay parating mas malaki kaysa doon sa value ng third side. And in a spherical triangle, the largest angle is opposite to the longest side and the smallest angle is opposite to the shortest side. So, parehas lang din sa plane triangle na proportional siya eh. Kung ano yung pinakamalaking angle, yung opposite side niya rin yung pinakamalaki. At kung ano yung pinakamaliit na angle, opposite side niya rin yung pinakamaliit na side. Okay. So, punta tayo sa spherical triangle kasi sa navigation, madalas gamitin itong right spherical triangle. So, ginagamit natin to sa different kinds of sailings like composite sailings. Yan. So, very important ito. So, kailangan ma-master nyo mabuti kung paano mag-solve ng mga right spherical triangles. So, a spherical triangle that has one angle equal to 90 degrees. So, parang parehas lang sa plane triangle. Di ba pag sabi natin, right triangle, ibig sabihin, yung isang angle niya is equal to 90 degrees. Okay. So, tulad nga sabi ko kanina, tandaan nyo ito, dahil ang maximum value ng sides at angles sa spherical triangle ay 180 degrees, ibig sabihin, meron lang tayong dalawang quadrants na kailangan i-consider sa computation. Ano ba yung sinasabi natin na quadrants? Okay, importante ito kasi sa spherical triangles, meron tayong tinatawag na rule of quadrants. Okay, so when we're studying the rule of quadrants, so, nabanggit ko kanina na meron tayong quadrants na kinoconsider. So, para ma-review muna tayo, okay, so kung meron tayong x and y axis, so yung x-axis yung horizontal, yung y-axis yung vertical. So, we start measuring the angles from the positive x-axis. So, dun nagsisimula yung 0. So, when we move in a counterclockwise direction, ibig sabihin yung pabaligtad sa movement ng hand ng clock. Okay, so, kung ito yung 0, yung susunod dyan is 90 degrees. So, yung values ng angles between 0 to 90, yan yung nasa quadrant 1. And then, moving forward, from 90 to 180 degrees, ang lahat ng angles between those values, siya ay nasa quadrant 2. And then, from 180 to 270, lahat ng angles lying between those values, nasa quadrant 3 siya. And then, from 270, okay, pabalik dito sa 360 degrees. So, meron rin siyang quadrant 4. Okay? So, yun yung mga different quadrants natin. Now, sa spherical triangles, like what I've said, kailangan nyo na i-consider yung Q1 and Q2. Bakit? Kasi nga, ang maximum values na given natin sa mga computation is only 180 degrees. Okay? So, again, Q1 kapag ang value ay less than 90 degrees and Q2 kapag ang value is between 90 and 180 degrees. Okay. So, kung titingnan natin dun sa rules of quadrants, meron tayong actually 3. So, actually ito lang to eh. So, pero yung 2, hinahati siya sa dalawang parts. Okay, so para mas madaling tandaan, mas madalas kasi natin gagamitin yung itong rule number 1 at saka rule number 2, A and B. So, sa rule of quadrants, so in a right spherical triangle, an oblique angle and its opposite side are always in the same quadrant. Okay, same quadrant. Ibig sabihin, okay, so titingnan natin to sa spherical triangle natin. Itong C angle A, ang opposite side niya is C side A. So, Kung si angle A mo ay nasa quadrant 1, dapat yung value ng side A dapat nasa quadrant 1 din. Okay? So, itong rule na to ay applicable sa angle at saka yung opposite side niya. Okay? So, ganun siya nang go-work. So, for example, meron tayong angle B. So, ang opposite ni angle B is of course yung side B. Ngayon, kung siya ay ating, kuwari si angle B, ang value niya is, let's say, 100 degrees. So, yung 100 degrees mo, nasa quadrant 2 yun. So, dapat yung value ng side B mo, dapat nasa quadrant 2 din. Okay? Okay, so let's look at this example. Okay, so dito, ang opposite side ng angle A ay si side A. Okay, so ibig sabihin, parehas sila ng quadrant. So, in this case, parehas silang nasa quadrant 1. Okay, and then if you will look at B, okay, so sabi naman, ang opposite side ng angle B ay side B. So, since si angle B ay nasa quadrant 2, ibig sabihin, si side B is dapat nasa quadrant 2 din. Okay, so para malaman natin kung tama yung pagkakaintindi natin dun sa rule 1, so let's try this exercise. So, ilagay kung Q1 or Q2 base ng kasulat na angle or side. So, ang given natin dito is si side C, which is 121 degrees. Anong quadrant kaya to? So, dito muna kayo magsimula and then figure out anong magiging quadrant ng side, ng angle C. And then, kung ang given is angle D na 38 degrees, anong quadrant to? And then, try to identify based on the given kung anong quadrant makikita itong value ng side D. Okay, so, pause mo muna siya, ipopause mo muna itong video presentation na to. Then, try to figure out kung ano yung sagot. So, before mo siyang i-play ulit para malaman natin kung tama yung sagot mo. And then, pag tama yung sagot mo, ibig sabihin, naiintindihan mo yung concept. The answer. So, yan. So, mapapansin nyo, itong CC, angle C, nasa quadrant to siya. Kasi 121 degrees eh. So, angle between 90 and 180. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito ay nasa quadrant 2, si angle C dapat nasa quadrant 2 din. So, ito naman si angle D, since 38 degrees siya, ang value na to is nasa quadrant 1 kasi between 0 to 90 degrees. So, since nasa quadrant 1 siya, ibig sabihin, ang opposite side niya na si side D, dapat nasa quadrant 1 din. Okay? So, yun yung magiging basis natin. So, very important tong rule na to. So, parating nyo itong tatandaan. Kasi gagamitin nyo siya later on pag nagko-compute na tayo ng mga values for right spherical triangles. Okay, so let's go to rule number 2A. So, sabi dyan, if the hypotenuse of a right spherical triangle is less than 90 degrees, the two angles and therefore the two sides are in the same quadrant. So, ang tanong is, ano ba yung tinatawag natin na hypotenuse? So, you can imagine na ang hypotenuse ng right spherical triangle is very similar din sa tinatawag natin hypotenuse sa plane triangles. Okay, so for example, if this is your right spherical triangle and this is your 90-degree angle na given, okay? Ibig sabihin, yung katapat na side niya, so in this case, ang katapat na side niya is C, ibig sabihin, ito yung tinatawag natin na hypotenuse. Okay, let's look at this example. So, this is example number 1 for rule number 2A. Okay, so based on our given, we have here right spherical triangle ABC. Now, okay, so if you notice, yung value ng hypotenuse natin dito, which is the opposite side to the 90-degree angle. Yan. So, 75 degrees. So, nasa quadrant 1 siya. So, this is less than 90. Now, if you notice, since nasa value to na less than 90, ibig sabihin yung dalawang angles natin and yung dalawang side dapat nasa same quadrant. Okay, so dahil less than 90 degrees ang value ng hypotenuse, so same angle si A and B. Yan, kaya kung makikita natin dito, parehas silang nasa quadrant 1. Now, dahil less than 90 degrees na rin ang value ng hypotenuse, okay, so ibig sabihin yung dalawang sides natin na A and B, this one, dapat nasa same quadrant din. So, in this case, parehas silang Q1. Now, sa rule number 2, kailangan pa rin natin gamitin ang rule number 1. Kasi they run concurrently. So, ang ibig sabihin, same quadrants pa rin ang angle A and side A. Yan. So, same quadrants pa rin using rule number 1. And then, ganun din, applicable pa rin ang rule number 1 for looking into the quadrants of angle B and side B. Okay? So, parehas silang nasa quadrant 1. As stated in rule number 1. Okay, let's look at example number 2 for rule 2A. Okay, so for example, meron kayo ditong hypotenuse C, which is 48 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, less than 90 degrees siya, kaya nasa Q1. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin nito? So, since less than 90 degrees siya, ibig sabihin yung dalawang angle natin, which is A and B, dapat nasa same quadrant din. So, in this case, parehas silang nasa second quadrant. Okay? Now, again, so since less than 90 degrees si hypotenuse C, dapat yung ating sides A and B nasa same quadrants din. So, in this case, parehas silang nasa Q2. So, katulad na nabanggit ko kanina, ang rule 1 is applicable pa rin kahit nasa rule 2A ka na. Okay? Again, because they run concurrently. So, ibig sabihin ito, same quadrants pa rin ang angle A and side A. Yan. Kaya dito, parehas silang nasa Q2. Now, ganun din, so si angle B na nasa Q2, dapat parehas din ang quadrant with side B, as stated in rule number 1. Okay, so try natin to. So, ilagay kong Q1 or Q2 based sa nakasulat na given angle or side. Okay, so magiging batayan nito yung value ng inyong side, okay, at saka yung value ng inyong angle. So, ang given natin, kung meron tayong triangle DEF, so yung angle D, siya ay 90 degrees. Ang opposite side niya is 51 degrees D. So, ibig sabihin, ito ang hypotenuse. So, ito pagbabatayan nyo. Anong quadrant siya? Tapos, kung ang given na side E is 82 degrees, anong quadrant kaya to? At kung ang given nyo is angle F na 75 degrees, saan quadrant nyo kaya makikita si side F? Okay? So, before nyo to i-click, so try nyo sagutan siya on your own, so para malaman nyo kung naintindihan nyo yung concept. Okay, so, let's try to see what the answer is. Okay, so, since si hypotenuse is less than 90 degrees, so 51 degrees siya, so siya ay nasa quadrant 1. Ngayon, ang pinakamadali nito, ang tingnan nyo muna yung side E. So, since nasa quadrant 1 siya, so 82 degrees kasi is quadrant 1, ibig sabihin, si side F dapat nasa quadrant 1 din. Yan, so same quadrant sila. Ngayon, pwede nyo na susunod na gamitin dito yung rule number 1. So, si rule number 1, ang sabi, dapat yung mga opposite angles and side, parehas ng quadrant. So, kaya itong si angle E, nasa quadrant 1 kasi si side E ay nasa quadrant 1 din. Now, another thing, kung papasin ninyo, ito, di ba kaya nasabi natin, si F ay dapat nasa quadrant 1 based on rule number 2A. Okay? Pero dahil si F, side F ay katapat niya si angle F, okay? Na si angle F naman is 75 degrees, ibig sabihin, Q1 din talaga siya. Yan. So, same quadrant sila. Yan. Okay? So, kung nakuha mo to, very good. So, nakuha mo yung concept. Okay, so, let's try another one. Ilagay kong Q1 or Q2 based na nakasulat na given or side. So, this time, ang given natin is right spherical triangle GHK. So, si angle G ang equal sa 90 degrees. Ang opposite side niya, o ibig sabihin, itong hypotenuse si side G is 30 degrees. So, anong quadrant to? Tapos, kung si angle H is 118 degrees, anong quadrant siya? At saka, anong quadrant din si side H? So, kung si angle K ang given, so anong quadrant to? Tapos, ang given side niya na opposite side is ang side K, which is 97 degrees. Anong quadrant siya? Okay, so, try to figure out your answers. Okay, before natin siyang i-move on. Okay, so, pinapalad mo itong video na to, pause mo muna. Okay, sulat mo muna yung sagot mo. So, para pag nakita mo yung sagot on the following slide, malaman mo kung tama yung sagot mo. Okay. So, click na natin. So, tingnan natin, no? So, again, so si side G is 32 degrees. Nasa quadrant 1 siya. So, ibig sabihin less than 90 degrees. So, since si angle H is 118 degrees, so quadrant 2 siya. Ibig sabihin, yung opposite side niya na H, dapat nasa quadrant 2 din. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, itong si angle H na Q2, dapat si angle K, Q2 rin. Okay, kasi nga same quadrant dapat. Okay, so makikita niyo naman yung validation dito sa ang side K. Since si side K is 97 degrees, nasa Q2 rin siya. Okay, so parehas ng dalawang sides na H and K na nasa Q2. Okay, kung i-apply natin ang rule number 1 to counter check, ayan. So yung opposite sides and angles parehas nasa Q2. Ganun dito kay K. Ganun din dito kay K. So you have Q2 parehas, si side K. Okay, so, ibig sabihin, nakuha mo yung tamang sagot. Nakuha mo yung tamang sagot na kuha mo yung concept, itong rule of quadrants. Okay, so, sa rule number 2A. So far, nadidiscuss na natin si rule number 1 at saka si rule number 2A. Okay, na mayroon pang isang rule. Okay, madalas din natin gamitin. Ito yung rule 2B. So, sabi naman dyan, if the hypotenuse is greater than 90 degrees, the two angles and therefore the two sides are in different quadrants. So, sabihin, magkaiba na ng quadrants yan. Pwede yung isa nasa quadrant 1, yung isa nasa quadrant 2. Okay, so let's have example number 1 for rule 2B. So, for example, meron tayong ditong hypotenuse which is equal to 175 degrees. So, this is greater than 90 degrees. Okay, kasi 175. So, that means this one is in Q2. So, ano magiging implication nito? Okay, so let's see further. Okay, so since greater than 90 degrees yung ating hypotenuse, ibig sabihin, yung ating dalawang angles na A and B, dapat ay nasa magkaibang quadrants. Okay, so si angle A is 60 degrees, so that means it's in quadrant 1. So si angle B is 130 degrees, which means nasa quadrant 2. So, magkaiba sila ng quadrants as stated in rule number 2B kasi nga, ang value ng C is greater than 90 degrees. Now, the same thing goes for the sides. So, since ang hypotenuse is greater than 90 degrees, ibig sabihin yung ating dalawang sides na A and B, nasa magkaibang quadrant din sila. So, as you can see, si A is nasa quadrant 1 and then si side B nasa quadrant 2. Now, just like in rule 2A, applicable pa rin ang rule number 1. So, ibig sabihin, yung angle A natin, dapat ay nasa same quadrant as your side A. So, in this case, pareha silang nasa Q1. Same thing goes for B. So, applicable pa rin ang rule number 1. So, since your angle B is in quadrant 2, ibig sabihin, si side B nasa quadrant 2 rin. Okay, so let's try this. So, ilagay kung Q1 or Q2 based sa nakasulat sa given side or angle. So, before nyo to sagutan, again, i-pause nyo muna tong video na to. So, para malaman nyo kung ano yung magiging sagot on the next slide. So, pause nyo muna siya. So, try to figure out the answer on your own first. Okay, so ang given natin is hypotenuse C, which is 154 degrees. So, saan quadrant yung makikita si angle A and B? Ganon din si side A and B. Based sa given natin na sides A and B. Side A, meron tayong 128. Sa side B, meron tayong 49 degrees. So, remember to use rule number 1 to counter-check kung tama yung sagot nyo. Okay? So, let's try to look at the answers now. Yan. So, si side C is 154 degrees. So, siya ay nasa second quadrant. Okay? So, kasi greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180. Now, ang given natin na si side A is 128 degrees. Since nasa Q2 siya, ibig sabihin, si side B na 49 degrees, dapat nasa Q1. So, magkaibang quadrants. Okay? Now, itong si side A and angle A and B, dapat different quadrants din. Okay? Different quadrants sila. Now, if you will apply rule number 1, okay, so, since ang given mo is side A, which is Q2, dapat si angle A nasa Q2 rin. Since ang given mo is si side B nasa Q1, so dapat si angle B ay nasa Q1 din. Okay, so opposite angles and sides must be on the same quadrant as given in rule number 1.